Hello, this is George Beiruthi from FS Securities, a stockbroking firm on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. And today I will show you how investors and traders can make money on our stock market. First of all, let me give you some global data. At the close, the Dow was up 92 points or 0.4%, and all three benchmarks paired gains into the close after President Trump reportedly stormed out of a meeting with congressional leaders. Spot gold was up 0.5% to 1,291. We told you 5 weeks ago to get into gold, and obviously when the price of gold was 1,210, we've had a very good upward trend on the gold market. The US oil was up 5%. We had a good day in oil yesterday, and we told you a few days ago that we liked Woodside Petroleum. At the end of the presentation, we'll tell you what we did yesterday with Woodside Petroleum. Iron ore price imported for BHP, Rio and Fortescue was down 0.8%, and the Australian dollar was up 0.5 cents, half a cent US, to 71.7. Good day for the Aussie battler. Now the above chart will also show you that the volume is starting to creep up, and that's a good sign that the volume is coming back into the market after the Christmas holiday. And you can see here the last 3 days the advances were above the declines, so that 3 good days on our stock market trading. The best sector yesterday was information technology, and actually, as a matter of interest, information technology was very positive for the last 2 days with very spectacular results. Healthcare was well behind it, as well as energy, up nearly 2%. And the worst sectors, even though they were positive, but in relative term, utility was only up 0.2%, and communication was up 0.4%. Our market yesterday was up 39 points. That's a good day. That's a 0.7%. And you can see here that out of the number of candles here, only 2 red and 1 slightly red here. But we had a very good turn in the last 10 days in the market. Now, where will we go after that? Remember that we went above the orange, that's the 50-day moving average, which was a good sign, very positive. However, what can really stop it is that it's getting outside the upper band of the Bollinger Bands, and that could be a reversal coming maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next couple of days. So we might see that the market may open higher today by 10 points. However, we could see a reversal in the next few days, so be aware. Now, a mechanical system that includes 8 indicators. We can see that Newcrest Mines is still bullish, even though we told you to take some profit out. BHP is also still positive. You have to ignore some of the daily movement in the various stocks. For instance, BHP was down 0.4% yesterday, but overall we can still see that BHP is positive. And so is Newcrest Mines, although we might say that if you've taken some profit out, hang around with the rest of what you've got. Suncorp, we said we are bearish, and Suncorp yesterday was up 0.4%, only 5 cents to $12.29, but we're still bearish on Suncorp. And Woolworths, we said get into Woolworths, and Woolworths was up 0.4% yesterday, and it's been actually going up the last few days. Now, in terms of Woodside Petroleum, we entered the market yesterday morning when the market was $32.42. And yesterday the market reached $33.15, was up 2.25%. We entered a spread in options, the iron condor, which I'm going to show you in the next slide, and we can see here that our aim is to stay between 34.01 and 31.01. We are $33 at the moment, and provided in this strategy, which is 15-day trade, if the market, if Woodside Petroleum remains between 34.01 and 31.01, we're going to maintain and retain that premium that we received. Remember, in this particular trade, we said for every 1 contract you get 17 units, and the major loss, if it goes against you, is a maximum loss of 32 units. Now, of course, I say units because that depends on the number of contracts. Every contract has to be multiplied by 100. So 17 units times 100, because for every one contract you have 100 shares, and then you multiply that by the number of contracts to determine what is in dollar terms, what is your expected maximum profit versus the maximum loss that you may incur if the market goes against you. Now in here, yesterday the most active stocks, Worley Parsons was up 4.6%. Lend-Lease also had a good day. Tabcorp, Aristocrat and AMP all had good days. Actually, we had a good day across all the market, and even though South 32 was only 0.6%, was still very positive. Beach Energy was also 0.7% higher. Now what I'm showing you now is a new thing that I'm showing you every day, the stocks that had abnormal volume. You can see here that South 32, the normal volume, the average volume over 50 days was 17 million.9, and yesterday we had 26 million shares exchanging hands. Now the market went up, volume was up, so that's a very, very positive sign. And so is Qantas. Qantas had 147%, 6 million, that's the average. Yesterday we had 8.9. So this is actually a research that we do at FS Securities. We want to know which stocks had extra volume that has to be instigated, and find out why, and if there is a good fundamental reason behind it, then obviously we trade it. On the negative side now, we can see that Suncorp had 15% above the average, and it had it's actually on the negative side. Even though Suncorp had a slight improvement in the stock, however, overall it's bearish because of the various signs and the various indicators on the technical side. In the mid-cap side, a company called LNG, liquefied natural gas, had nearly doubled the volume. That is really worthwhile having a look at. And also Premium Limited had 150% above the average. So all these companies need to be researched and investigated and find out why the volume was higher than usual. Now in terms of the top gainers, Lakes Oil, mind you, these are some very tiny companies and we don't like to trade anything below 10 cents. So I only highlighted the one in blue. So Avita, 11 cents, it went up by 25%. ITL and Nelson's, again 25% higher in the price over 1 day. Tilu, Resonance Health and Australian Potash. So these are companies that may want, for the speculators and the gamblers, they may be worthwhile having a look at. Now finally, I don't know your financial circumstances, so obviously everything I said today was for general advice only. So if you want to take any advice from what we've given you today, please consult with us beforehand or consult with the professional advisor. And if you have any questions, by the way, you need to ask the questions to us. You write to me directly if you like, george@fssecurities.com.au, or you can actually call me on 1300 928 985. Remember, this is Australia, and if you want to call me on my mobile, 61 411 25 9526. 61, that's the country code. Forget about the 0 and ring 411 25 9526. Thank you for your attendance and have a fantastic day. Happy trading.